Let's talk about a problem that you alluded to there, the offensive line. Tom Brady, who I think was at Robert Kraft's wedding that was officiated by Al Michaels on Friday and might have missed the walkthrough on Saturday, on Sunday with a hat on, is telling the offensive line, you guys are so much better than what you're fucking doing right now. Is that type of stuff seeping into the team right now? Is there a little bit of beef, or why are people stinking right now, Stroud? What do you think's going on down there?
Well, wouldn't you like to know what those thought bubbles are from the offensive lineman when he's laying into them? Like, yeah, where were you on Saturday, or Friday?
Could have fixed this on Saturday.
Yeah.
Could have had this one figured out on Saturday, maybe. Yeah, but he's the GOAT, right? That is that kind of the thing. He's the greatest of all time, so it's whatever.
Well, you know what? I'm sure they talk about it in the locker room. You guys know that, just like we talk about things. I'm sure they do too. And there's no question he has missed time this year. When you're losing, it becomes a topic. But as Todd Bowles said today, he said, listen, guys get days off all the time. Nobody knows about it. It's not publicized. There's 53 guys on this football team, but if Tom Brady shows up in a photo, at Bob Kraft's wedding, then obviously we all know where he's at. So he doesn't think that it's any different than the other players. I mean, I would submit to you that he's earned it. Let's be honest. They didn't lose that football game because he went to a wedding. They lost it because they couldn't score and couldn't get a yard when they needed to. And so, Tom is still the most prepared quarterback in the NFL. I don't care how many weddings he attends during the week. He's still going to be ready to play. He's just not playing well, and he's not playing well. I saw a lot of throws that balls were in the dirt. He was under 50% in the first half. They say nothing's wrong with him, but you worry about that shoulder and what kind of impact that might have on him long or short term. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. But he has not played his best football either.
Rick, is there anything, I know it's tough to speculate why, is there anything when you watch and you're around the team and you feel like what the culture is like, can you sense any reason of why it is like this? Like they don't seem to be on the same page, especially offensively?
I just think it's not a good offensive line. I mean, they've had too many changes, right? And the one guy that they miss the most is Ryan Jensen, and not just because of him being a veteran. It's the snarl. Running the football is as much about attitude as anything, right? And they don't have that guy, right? They don't have the leader in the the snarl department, yeah, and so. You've got a young guy in Gedeke that's trying to learn how to play. Ali Marpet was a Pro Bowl player as well. Didn't talk a lot, but he brought it. And so, they've been bad in short yardage all this time. Second and goal at the 1 yard line, 1 foot line, and it's just been bad. And you were so close to winning that game, even though you played poorly. So I think the leadership on this team, the guys after the game talked about that. When you lose an Ndamukong Suh, when you lose a Jason Pierre-Paul, yeah, maybe those guys aren't great players anymore, but they were great leaders, and they did it on game day. And right now, they need some more guys to step up and make plays. I think you lead by making plays, and the Shaq Barretts and the Levante Davids and these kind of guys need to start making plays.
What about the coach? Like Byron Leftwich is now, it's his offense, right? No more BA, without BA. And I wonder what BA's thoughts are when he lays his head down about how this is all going, not publicly or around the team, but actual genuine thoughts, because it appears as if all hell is broken loose since he's left. He's still around day to day. Byron Leftwich, what's he saying in these press conferences about why the offense is what it is? Is it the same thing you're saying? Like, we got to get protected better, and then once we get protected better, we're off and running. Can he coach around that? Can he script around that, or no?
Well, first of all, Byron was averaging 30 points a game with Tom the last 2 years, and now they're down to 20. I think that's more than just an offensive line. I think there's some philosophical changes as well, and I think Tom probably welcomed them. I don't think he wanted to lead the league in pass attempts at 719. I think at 45, he doesn't want to get back there and get hit as much. So, they're playing complementary football. They're doing it to help their defense a little bit against these high-powered teams. But at the end of the day, it's really Brady and Leftwich together trying to figure this thing out. And it's not working very well, whether it's the play calling, the execution, all of it. It's all bad right now. So just like when you got all the glory, when you were scoring 30 points a game with Tom Brady, now you got to take the heat. You got the greatest quarterback of all time that can't throw more than one touchdown a game. That's a problem. And so it falls on his shoulders and Tom's to kind of figure this thing out, because this season can get, it's not going to get away from him in the NFC South. I still think they'll win this division. but there's not a lot of good vibe in this building right now.
Man, it's crazy to think about where they were 2 years ago, last year, and then now, week 6, going into week 7, everybody's thinking Tampa might be in some real trouble. And they got Tom, who, Tone tweeted it, might have made the worst unretirement in the history of any sport of all time.